Hey everyone, it's Ray. Welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, the Hildibrand episodes, in which I like to say, this is the final episode of the A Realm Reborn Hildibrand episodes. We are going to be finishing up this part of the little series today. I'm hoping to have all these episodes recorded and uploaded before the Dawn Trail Hildibrand episodes start airing. That's my hope, at least. We'll see how that goes. So, anyway, let's get started in talking with Ellie. Shades of Sildee. I was wondering when you'd show up, Rei'tan. I hope you haven't made any plans for the night, because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friends of the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. The rumors are to be believed he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Ul'dahn society. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Rei'tan? The hidden treasures of Ul'dah, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you know who. Sunsilk Tapestries. Alright. There we go, just the Aetheryte Plaza. Alright, let's get going. Ooh, got a flash of purple there, sorry. Just ran into someone's glam. Alright, Wyman, what do you have to say? Well now, Fight is my favorite adventurer and my favorite Mithril Eye reporter. Along with him, tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? One explanation later. I see, as much as I help you, the 2 of my best mates, I'm afraid you found old Wyman as a loss. Ul'dahn has more of its fair share of treasures hidden in other eyes. I reckon our Phantom Fiend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it they formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with this situation, with information, but this is the only lead we got. Come on, Rei'tan, let's pay a visit to the heart of the sworn. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourself involved in this. As a man of my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't push that pretty neck of yours at risk of trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever danger lies ahead. Besides, being a reporter is more about selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Rei'tan, time is of the essence. Alrighty then. Okay, so that is by the Thaumaturge Guild, so just go ahead and stop back at this Aetheryte. Not that. Alchemist Guild. And where? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's Humphrey. Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in. Fall bugger me with a broadsword! It's the Gentleman of the Light's Adventuring Company, that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Well, well, if it isn't the self-styled Warrior of Light. Tell me, what tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that Gentleman of the Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me. To the depths of my soul, like I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm like a hero to my hero master Hildibrand. The Sultan Sworn were impressed by my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You come to assist Master Hildibrand in his investigation, haven't you? Oh, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I can do to help the mates who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it seems. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Belladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, eh? Pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief's case, and would appreciate any information you may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion your companion friend here one Rei'tan Luclaw, yes? That would be it. You know Rei'tan? As any reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, would also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan's Sworn, the elite of Uldah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the buggering mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Briardian, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Rei'tan, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me and don't move an ilm. It's Inspector! What is that in your... Demasking dust. A formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguise. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise while leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear you two are indeed who you appear to be. I'll thank you not to do that again. Brilliant, Inspector. The Phantom Thief pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan's Sworn at our disposal, we were only to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thieves' next target? The hidden treasure of Uldah, the last of the 4 lost relics of Belladia? I fear not. I poured through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference to an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in their righteous glare. Legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each passed by these 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times he has foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest is assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of Damascus dust and instructed them on the lookout of any suspicious personages. The Black Guard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasure within. You have our word, my lady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan's Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we are far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers! Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what was wrong and bring the wicked to justice. Ah, and this must be Damascus, says the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame, that. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. Alright. The killers claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common thread connecting all 3. Oh, this will prove to be a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And one of the method of killing, conked on the head with a cudgel, gutted with a great sword, strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murder plots of the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. I must take action and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar-turned-butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. Alrighty then. Hildy? Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend? I like your gusto, but if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has been filled most aptly. Still, gentlemen, welcome to the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, Rei'tan, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My question about the place has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 8 sins of Sasamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues. Clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off! Pray alert me should you see anything suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use. Alright. Didn't mean to activate Sulso, but it should be nearby. There we are. Here you are, you goofs. Flowers? Yes, this is becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist, who in this hurry to escape clearly mislaid his wares. Just who do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? I'm the one who put the flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you on my own dear mother's name that your son's killer will be brought to justice. Ahem. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place! Run away while you still can! Run far, far away! Run or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor boy! A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense! Not nonsense, my boy, history. Or have not heard of the horrors of Sildee. Aye, Ildar's sibling nation, against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy draught brewed by a Sildeen alchemist, one with the power to turn the living into an undead, that his nation might command an army of the mindless, deathless soldiers, the traitor's spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through, but you won't hear that from the Sultan Swan. Thal alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitor's spurn? I'd heard stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? A Sildeen, I'm very sure of it. Aye, only a Sildeen would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sildee died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did! They did! He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. But did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God phantom? Eh? Eh? I hear the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Belladia, and the powers they hold, the power to exact justice. The specter of Sildee has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all! Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those old history books. Never so much breathed the accursed name of Sildee. But you did, and now we're doomed! 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 And she's lost it. Well, that's interesting. What can we take from this? That bleeding Whoreson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Most potent hair tonic this realm has seen? Aye, that's all it was. For all of a fortnight, the former flowing locks fell out all over again. Just like that, I was chatting up a lovely young ass at the quickstand just to twist the knife in an extra ilm. Montbach charlatan! I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band, and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. By the way, that Lalafell you just saw there, remember him for later. There was a lot of noise in the background, I just realized. I don't know what that was. Was something going on, or... I don't know. Alright, Hildibrand. Sibling strife. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I have suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at his rotting flesh, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and spectre extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds with the fruits of my flawless seduction. Ahem. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed. We were a spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. What is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge on Sildee might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briardian. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. Alrighty. Thaumaturge's Guild. Back here. And we go to the Thaumaturge's Guild. I don't like coming here because I feel like, I feel bad for never taking up Black Mage, but that was just a horrible job. The Neko? Gods be good, you're the adventurer who saved me back at the ruins, researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Sildee. Are you? Well, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. Oh, you're from, the Sunken Temple of Karnhard. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still to the birth of their mother nation, Beladia. The Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that command such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Thunderbolt Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalin, where they found the nation of Beladia some 8 centuries agone. Ah, imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been brought had Beladia's civilization survived to this very day. Alas, it was not to be. Erasmus? Oh, you don't say. It's not every day someone comes into our halls to research Sildee. They'll soon have history, though I'm more than welcome to conversation. Beledian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that they were the rightful heir to the throne. With neither Oh. Sorry, that was my alarm. With neither son willing to relinquish its claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Sil'Di. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Okay. Yadaroko? Greetings, traveler. Would you learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Sil'Di? It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving the once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battle fought between the sister nations was the stuff of nightmares, and desperate to attempt to overcome Sil'Di's superior numbers, Ul'dah's superior numbers, Sil'Di alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem. Employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn, they brought before their fallen warriors as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spines just thinking about it, no? It's truly a crowning glory that our fair nation, that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Interesting. And Kokobuki. Rei'tan? Don't surprise me like this. What's this? You're here for your studies? You're here not for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Sil'Di? Two scales, one gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power, the silver of Sil'Di weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Ul'dah prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sil'Di knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear, but riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories? And what does this say of the words writ within? Yes? Truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sil'Di, Ul'dah and Amaljan warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not, and neither did I, until I uncovered a faded passage in ancient texts buried deep in our archives. And yet in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I've said enough already. So Ul'dah fought alongside the Amalja, and nowadays you'd be hard pressed to see an Amalja in the town. I, ever loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Well, I learned a few things. Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let's take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. War of Succession divides the great civilization of Beledia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sil'Di. Two nations coexist for some generations until blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sil'Di employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens alive and dead into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Sil'Di, who seeks vengeance against those who reduce his countrymen into slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully into the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sil'Bean statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person before the suffering he has wrought. Brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go and find yourself a shovel and dig up the statesman out of the grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sil'Di. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. The Sil'Di connection would also serve to explain his rare knowledge of Beledian relics our thief clearly possesses. What of the murder victims? What common thread among them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in this town spoke of a man sighted calling upon victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me, of course! My keen investigator senses ring out in a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Alright. Guguria in Horizon. One teleport later. Yes, if you got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love of money that you killed him? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client waits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Dorilda, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair morning? Why, I live here, you ham-headed halfwit. Inspector Briardian, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here? Pray tell. Guguria, we can discuss business later. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But, Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Estamine's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? Well, she's got you there. I'll just say it once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, help me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Ah, that's good. Alright, I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief got himself some of that zombie dust. The traitor's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. Sildi, 5 victims. Aye, the Arbiters of Truth. Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from within the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Sildi conflict from reaching the ears of folks like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Thul's balls, don't make me say it no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there was many prying eyes at the airship dock. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now don't ask me about how this works, but Hob's got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured us the key morsel of knowledge. Let's seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. Let's hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Oh boy. Poor little guy. Search for Hob. So we're going towards Horizon. I saw some of the updates for patch 7.1. I'm recording this, like, literally 2 days before the patch comes out, and I'm looking forward to all the updates, the textures and stuff like that. Oh. Oh. Master Hob, is everything quite alright? No! Stand back, Ellie! I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Rei'tan, do what you must. Oh boy. One more zombie to kill. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me that this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments too late to the scene. Message. And then there was one. There it is again. Something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may lead us to the final victim. I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give you my leave. But pray be wary, not just for the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, there's something I must tell you when the case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you'll not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, Ah, Costa del Sol! Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you wish to share with me. Secret vow? Oh-ho, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now let's be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. Scholar's Walk. Oh. There we go. Here we go, Alchemist Guild. And here we go. Phyllis? A fourth victim? God have mercy, were you able to glean aught of a connection of the other victims? The Arbiter's truth? No, it cannot be! Somebody help! Miss Ellie? Voice came from this direction. From the vault, we must hurry! Ellie, are you hurt? That man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, it was upon me. I could only... Bash his brains with the convenient placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? I saw a figure lurking in the She saw a figure looking off in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a Sultan Sword Squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. Thief of many faces? I think we would find our man like this. Thrice again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I shall return the sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. Oh. Whilst you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious, a double disguise. Planned by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Gigyu, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It's inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No, that's impossible! Of course, it all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise to the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear the face of responsibility for a story of a lifetime coming to an end, and thus she hatched a plan to... My lady, the vault's been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone! For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Hi, Greg. What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Enkidu? I love that chicken. Oh, Nashu. Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! The shadow that you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. To think he'd literally stumbled face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Oh, poor Nashu. Poor girl. Poor sweetie. Dumb as a sack of rocks, but she is a sweetheart. With an explosive personality. But anyway, I'm rambling. Beneath the mask. Not even the shockingest turn of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronting her constant companion, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool's plan. Oh, Miss Phyllis, I thought you had already departed for the company of your men, but all for the better. Shall we conduct our search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildibrand Mender? Me. Mind you, it's not a role I solely sought out on my accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I had received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had been opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer of the Sultan Sworn, it was deemed to be a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members in the organization, but I was told nothing of their names or identities. I think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time that the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here will also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw someone in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything but a dormouse. It was a really cute dormouse, you see. Just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment. Nashu? Yes, my inspector sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Rei'tan, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. Alrighty. Water-stained letter. Be wary and be warned. Trust no one and your friends all the less. Interesting. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. Some demasking dust, eh? Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, if this is my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Rei'tan. I was in the area as a matter of business, in which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? Yeah, I guess. Let me explain. Oh, so your pursuit of the Thief of Many Faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come across a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend. Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head at this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. For anything that happened to Hildibrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. The way you say that. Anyway, let's run on back. Godbert. If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst, and yet we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the other players better than I, Rei'tan. Let's say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught is amiss. Inspector Briardian told me all about it. I looked like Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time. She sure fooled me. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief, is the only logical conclusion, and yet I cannot help but feel another truth still evades us. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. And you little shit. Something just isn't right. Fucking hell, what? You're not exactly hiding, are you? Anyway, Godbert. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. Stands to reason. The fiend could not take such a risk if you were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. Must elude him quickly. Time is of the essence. I questioned the Sultan's world outside. To a man they insist they have seen not a Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now if you would kindly stand still and shut up, the fiend already stands among us. Oh, excuse me. Inspector Briardian, I should hope you're not doubting me. I am quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Rei'tan here found earlier. There would happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? The remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party. But worry or not, they should be reporting back within a bell's time. Huh. Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wriggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that this is more than we could afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from the consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Rei'tan here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning my own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Sorry about that. I had to cut for a second. Something came up. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start taking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times as if we share a mind. This Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant. She should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I'm Manderville. Man! Doing what only a Manderville can. From the peaks of Cursus to Thanalin. Manderville? Man, you're the best, Inspector! A perfect score. You may rest easy, my friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles, look who's talking, you crusty cretinous old... Genius Inspector? The charade is up, Miss Ellie. That's not Ellie. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Truths untold. Seven hells, stunned by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardian, once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You may call me Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildi aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show. Oh, and those priceless relics was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, you never could have risen to the heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all your schemes? Justice! For 400 years ago, Ul'dan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. Long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer all the same fate. Wait, history said it was Sildi that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellow false arbiter. It was Ul'dah that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultan is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Ul'dah army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his legs fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed Sultan Sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors of my ancestors knew. Just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. The masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel, waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, once they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Ul'dah vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. Sole means by which the vault can be opened? By assembling 4 secret relics of Beladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sildi, before the Ul'dah dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think. One day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren that you were there when the zombie powder rained down on Ul'dah. No, wait. You'll all be dead. Preposterous. But first, you, my dear, you will not ever have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Ceci. Hildibrand! You idiot. Just for once, could you not get in the way? God but Mandeville, I can't even trust your sorry ass for looking after him for a day. I knew it! That presence watching us over from the shadows! It was you, my dear wife! Bonk. I got 3 people ass up. Am I to understand you're Hildibrand's mother? Aye, that's more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send the warriors pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Rei'tan. The time of our final confrontation is nigh! Oh, Jesus! It bailed through the wall. Do you have popotos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy has been turned into a stinking corpse if you hadn't bloody noticed. You, Rei'tan or something, was it? Yes, ma'am. Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here. Look what it got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Yes, I'll help. The Warrior of Light fears few things. One thing I do fear, Julian Manderville. Fear the skillet. Alright, hi Julian. Don't kill me. I'm a good boy. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and look at him, he's green! Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie's curse. And I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Sintgot's in the market's got the former, and the latter you can produce from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry! Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. And your luck, Mishnashu is still alive. Ouch, that smarts! Ye gods, Hildy, you're looking none too hardy yourself! No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf! Now are you going to accompany Rei'tan here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady! Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sin got sundries, was it? Come now, Rei'tan. There's work to be done. Oh boy. Well then. Yeah. We just met the mother. Fear Julian. Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Alright, Sintgot. Oversold rags, you say? I fear I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. My good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, quite possibly my own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Gah, you expect us to be able to summon forth a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Well, look what we have here, if it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny whom you meet at the markets. As it happens, I just returned from my training. The slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's the chimera membranes you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. My lady, you are far too kind! Don't mention it if it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Rei'tan here. I'd still be tag teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Well, good to see you on the straight and narrow. Well, take me if it wasn't a Vila of the Tempest. Ever since she confessed for her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I'm proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. I've half the mind to give you the rags you seek for simply the privilege of meeting her. Still take the hides. Fine sentiment, my good man. But we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Rei'tan? And for this, our task here is done. And let's find us this traitor named Guest. Alright. Alright, Chamber of Rule. Let's go ahead and make our way there. And we should be getting there here. The blundering Mandervoy boy is on his last legs and is in need of something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last skill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be happier and a wealthy man. Now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man's on death's doorstep. Oh, fuck you. At the events of that day, my father would not so easily forgive and forget. What if matters not to me? No, my love, for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh, it's you. Rei'tan, what a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? Got an issue with Hildy at the moment. Heavens, the poor inspector! Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh! What say you bid farewell to preening fops and scuffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting of your great beauty? Well, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend Rei'tan with a bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. You know this man? Well, if it's the price that you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now shall we, Miss Arabella? I knew Hildy would be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Rei'tan, let us deliver these goods while there's still time to save him. Got it. Did not mean to do so, I meant to sprint. Alright, let's save our beloved himbo from a rotten fate. I trust the two of you wouldn't dare come back empty-handed. Lady, if I came back empty-handed, I would gladly just give you my head on a silver platter. Bloody brilliant, I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now stand back and let me show you some real Mandeville home cooking. Fall, you bloody bugger! Guide my skillet! Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush out what's left of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did, Rei'tan. Word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildee ruins. We must go there with all haste. You got it. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of old Da's at stake. Rei'tan, my strength is yours as well, for our Da and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles than sense. If you're keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the market and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping the boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior, not a... yes, milady. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Rei'tan. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Rei'tan and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such verbal legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and you have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Rei'tan could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Ye gods, what was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me! And what... the crystals, where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice! Could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Her last vow. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maiden digging around the Sildy excavation site with her mind set on turning Ildan to the land of the walking dead. Your concern about Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easy. Alright. You do you. Oh boy, Hildy. Don't die on us. Or don't undie for us. It's hard to explain that when dealing with a zombie. But anyway, let us make our way down here. Phyllis? We managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses so much as answer. Needless to say, we've considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the traitor's spurn. One misstep and all the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Rei'tan. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out to your friend's name. I beg of you, Rei'tan. Surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it's you. Alright. Alright. Shout out Ellie. And here we go. Rei'tan, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you do so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldan dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness! I'm sorry, Inspector. There's too many of them! Oh boy! All of the day's work for a Mandeville man, and now it's hammer time! Oh boy, he's LB3ing. Didn't know Goldsmith had a limit break. But if anyone has one, it's Godbert. Ooh, nice one, Gil. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. He's as good as 6 foams under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effect of the traitor's spurn. I fear the Inspector's good luck has finally run out. Those balls, there's no end to them. I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? It's a shame to lose you, Rei'tan. Warrior of light as that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! She knows that pose anywhere. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend into their righteous glare. Look at me with a broadsword. Are my eyes to be believed? That pose. No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light! They're blinking. Flashbang. Just so, my good man, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did ya miss me? I didn't mean to begin, girl. Tell me you got me my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello, Mr. Elazar. Cool, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite a time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Hildibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's over. It's all over, Inspector Briardian. You said there was something you would tell me when this was all through. I imagine you have no words for me now? Ellie, your powers of destruction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something. Someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it take years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Aww. Aw, that's sweet. Despite all this shit and murder and mystery, that is kind of sweet. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history. But know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Ahem. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me! What now, Greg? You are quite done playing cloak and dagger. I require Rei'tan's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Really? You want another go-around? Why the long face, friend? Ah, perhaps this will have you singing a happier tune. Could it be the treaty blade? And the true one is that? None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who will defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? Oh, be merciful! What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? Abomination? I thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but it was the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, thinking about how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. First time with Hildibrand? Rei'tan, you may have bested me in the past, but by facing the two of us together, you will not prove so easy a task. Yet I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. Aye, Enkidu, and I shall await for you at Ampador Keep. 'Twas a ways from here, but what better view for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it for me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu! To the skies! Two against one? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Rei'tan, to Ampador! This is a grave development indeed, to think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Lady, you do realize who's here, right? Oh, but of course, I had nearly forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Rei'tan, you're our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. Yeah, I got it. Slaying primals. It's my thing. Alright. Fly the quarry mill. Oh, actually, what do you have to... Oh. Okay, that's funny. I was going to say, do you have something to say, Julian? But, nope, I zoned out just long enough for the warp to kick in. Alright. Hildibrand.
Is that you, Rei'tan? Please forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be conducting my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Rei'tan. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly.
Battle in the Big Keep, now accessible. Alright, once again, going back to Warrior. Battle in the Big Keep. Join, and now we wait. I'm going to have a drink. Oh, there we go. Took a little less time than I was expecting. I was expecting the full 5-minute wait, but here we go. Alright. DPS. DPS. Come on, DPS. Don't make me wait. Thank you. At long last we meet again on the battlefield. Dare say Enkidu shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. You, however, may not find this one so enjoyable, as you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ah! Alright, I'll take care of Gilgamesh. Ow. Alright, come on. Basically, I'm just distracting Gilgamesh while we take care of Enkidu at the moment. Focus on me, Gil. Or should I say Greg? Oh no, I'm a chicken. And I am hurting badly. So I think, if I recall right, the mechanic here is if you get targeted by the missile, you need to go into the wind to prevent it from being hit. But anyway... Ow. Fight on, Enkidu, my other faithful... Enkidu, are the bonds of our friendship so fragile? Me run away? Ha! I was but seeing a more suitable spot to celebrate my inevitable victory. Enough exposition. Now we fight like men, and ladies who dress like men! For Gilgamesh, it's transmogrifying time! And here's the real banger. mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh! Prepare yourself! You'll get no quarter from me this time. Have at thee! Alright. Pull that apart. Go and take care of the chain. Alright. Alright, we've got the dragon's heads. I wish I could dash in. Alright. No, the mighty Gilgamesh will not be defeated! Alright. Limit break. And there we go. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The Treaty Blade too I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare me this insignificant little thing. I couldn't finish reading it. Alrighty. Yay! Fun fight. Alrighty. Oh, wow. I got a lot of commendations. Not? Ha! I lied again, like a rug. Oh, kill me. You can take that fussy old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, and not save the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you may have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as the day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as my own. Till we meet again. Here we go, Hildy. What ho, Rei'tan, have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. I've already taken care of it. The battle's already been won? That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eyes of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? Oh, Hildy. Oh, Hildy. Rei'tan, what news was of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? Taken care of. Remarkable. I knew the warrior knight would emerge triumphant. Let's hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Sildee. I think they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. Just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? They were an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded its magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to seen it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man's whispers, a verdict true. Azima's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legend differs as to what happens next, but I'll speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. What a dork. Don't run with a sword. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, just like that, I swear unto you, then. My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous! Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light, someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon! And there he goes. Skyward ho! Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector! Wait for me! Oh, balls, Hildy. First you almost died at your poor mother's feet, and now you're flying off to God knows wherever without giving her a kiss goodbye. I think I turned her Irish. Oh ho ho, it appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Mandeville man before him. Godspeed, my boy, and when the day comes you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So in the end, the Sildine's incantation was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Though the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old after all, perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia, it was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes, it's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make the girl's dream come true. Gentleman to the end. Bloody bastard. Yep, that's Hildibrand for ya. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wrong once succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again! And that is the end of the Hildibrand for ARR. I believe we have one last little thing to see. Hildibrand will return? Of course he will. Ooh. What the fuck is with the Coblin? I've never understood that, even after something. Alrighty. Well, that was it. That is the end of ARR Hildibrand. Quite long, but quite funny. I had fun going through this, and I hope you all enjoyed watching me derp around through it. It was New Game Plus, so I was going through it knowing everything that went through it, but still, I got a good laugh out of it. This series always puts a smile on my face, even when I'm in my most worst moods, and honestly, I hope, given everything that's been going on lately, I hope this put a smile on your face. Everyone needs to feel a little better. Everyone needs to have a smile going on. And Hildibrand is nothing but smiles, if you ask me. So, until the next series, this has been Ray, signing out. Later, guys, and have a good day. I'll see you all in the next Hildibrand episode, or Final Fantasy, or normal MSQ video, whichever comes next. Later, guys, and have a good day.